soaring up high, got no clue. How do I know what I mean to you? Yeah. Say it out loud, spill the truth. Tell me how I'm gonna get close to you. Yeah. High and low, in between, acting out, make a scene. Working on our body language, working on our body language. Baby, now tell me exactly how you feel. I'm just trying to keep it real. Let me love you on the inside, love you on the inside. Tell me exactly what you mean. You mean everything to me. Let me love you on the inside, love you on the inside. Tell me you're lost, feel so blue, leaving me on the spot so confused. Oh baby, tasting so sweet, acting so rude. Won't you tell me what I'm supposed to do? Yeah. High and low, in between, acting out, make a scene. Working on our body language, working on our body language. Baby, now tell me exactly how you feel. I'm just trying to keep it real. Let me love you on the inside, love you on the inside. Tell me exactly what you mean. You mean everything to me. Let me love you on the inside.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of our Joy of Life. We are here with Danika and she is in a extremely happy mood. She is thrilled over the fact that she has the twins, even though she is really struggling with the fact that she is a mom of 3 and things are hard on her. She is still really, really ecstatic over the twins and she is really loving motherhood, even though it's giving her quite a time. So she's feeling really, really happy. She is overall loving her life. She is trying to adjust still. I think everyone's trying to adjust still. Candice and Sophia are, well, they are a force to be reckoned with. As we know, they like to cry a lot. Finley is just coming in here to take care of them because, as true to form, they are in here crying, and so he's come in to take care of them. I'm just letting Danika go ahead and take care of some of her needs. She's going to get herself a bite to eat, and then I'm going to go ahead and get her working on a gig. It has been a little while since she has worked on a gig, so we're going to go ahead and have her check some gigs, and we're going to have her work on one of these gigs. I do think I'm going to get her to work on this one with the cake. It is worth quite a bit of money. Generally, the ones with the cakes are worth quite a bit of money, and so we are going to have her just go in here after she cleans up a little bit, and she's going to go and chat with the client and find out what it is that they're wanting her to make. I do believe that they're wanting her to make a wedding cake. I don't think that she has enough skill yet to make the wedding cakes. I believe that she still needs quite a bit of baking skill for that. So we will just have to probably make a regular cake and just put a wedding topper on it, and we'll have to be happy with that. But we are going to get her in here. She's going to chat with the client just to find out kind of what their needs are for this order. And then she'll be able to go ahead and get in the kitchen and get to baking. If we look at her panel, it does look like she is still at a baking level 5. So she does still have quite a bit of ways to go on this baking skill before she's at the baking extraordinaire. And she is maxed her baking out. So she does have some time still under her belt that she needs to get as far as her baking goes. But she is well on her way. So we're going to go ahead and queue up for her to come in here and just make one of these cakes. And then she can complete that order and she'll be able to get that on her way. Finley's just coming here to grab himself a bite to eat, but then he's going to have to head right back in there to take care of the children. I do believe that it is a work day for him, so he will be heading off to work soon, and that is going to leave Danika here alone with the children. But she has plans today to try to get out there and sell some things on the baking sale table. And it does look like it is almost Candice and Sophia's birthday, which is going to be fantastic. We are wanting them to go ahead and age up soon. So we will be seeing them age up into infants in this episode as well, which I am thrilled about. So I am just going to let her bake this cake now, and then we'll send her off so she can complete that freelance order. And then once she gets back home, maybe she can make sure of making some items for the bake sale table, because like I said, I do want her out there making a little bit of extra funds for the family. And so I'm going to have her sell some things that are in the fridge. We'll put them in the table and then have her make some extra things and see what kind of funds we can make at the bake sale table. And we'll just bring in some extra money that way as well. Hopefully, she can make a little bit of sales while the kids are sleeping, and we'll do, really well with that. I don't know how that's going to work out. Being that she's going to be the only one here, Finley does have to go off to work. We'll just have to see how it all works out for us. But she's going to put some wedding topper on this cake, and then we're going to go ahead and package it up and ship her off to go and deliver this order so that she can complete this freelance order here, and hopefully she will do well with that. And I'm hoping that if she does well with it, she's going to go ahead and kind of get bumped up. I don't really know how that works, if she ever gets like promotions or anything like that, but it would be nice if she could. Because as we know, Finley is in the military career, and so he's able to work his way up and get promotions and things like that. But I don't know if she's able to kind of do that with her freelance career. Like, the better she gets and the more quality items that she makes, if she's able to kind of get promoted in that freelance chef career or not. So we'll just have to see. I am just going to go ahead and get Revuhh over here so that he can grab himself a bite to eat. He is starting to feel a little bit hungry, and so we're going to let him grab himself a little bit of a serving of this food here. He is so freaking precious. I mean, he is just the most precious thing ever. So we're going to let him grab a bite to eat. He's just kind of helping himself, which is super cute. The twins are currently having a little bit of rest. They don't rest that frequently. More often than not, they're awake and crying. But currently right now, it seems that they're sleeping. So thank God for that. And Finley's just taking the time to get himself a little bit of a bath while they're taking a nap, and we love that. So maybe he'll be able to also get himself a little bit of rest, because it does look like he's feeling a little bit tired. And so everyone's probably going to want to kind of rest up a little bit. The whole house is kind of sleep deprived because of the twins. They don't allow for anyone to kind of get a whole lot of rest because they are kind of crying around the clock. So as you can see, Danika is straight up shattered. She's like, I'm coming in here and gonna get myself a little bit of a nap. She did really, really well at that freelance order, and she actually did get a little bit of a promotion with that, which is fantastic. So I'm really glad to see that. And I guess now she is gonna actually be making a little bit more money when she gets her orders coming in. So that is fantastic news, that I guess you can actually get some promotions with the freelance chef career. So we absolutely love that for her, that she's going to start making a little bit more funds with those gigs, and I am thrilled about it. So she's up from her nap, and we are just going to take her in here. Both of the babies are in here crying, so she's going to go and take care of them and see what it is that they need from her. It looks like they are feeling like they are a little bit neglected, whether they need diaper changes or to be fed. She's just going to go ahead and take care of them, and hopefully they'll stop crying. And then she's probably going to head herself right back off to bed again, because she really is shattered and she just feels like she's not getting enough rest. She's thinking to herself, as much as she loves her children, and she really, really does, and she loves the fact that she's a mom and a wife and all of those things that she never really actually foresaw herself being. I mean, she is enjoying it, she is loving it, but she isn't used to being this exhausted. Like, she was used to kind of being well rested and doing things on her own schedule and her own time, and this life is very different. It's very demanding. The children are very demanding of her, and her time is no longer her own. And so that's a really huge adjustment for Danika that she's just not quite used to, and being sleep deprived is not something that she's quite happy with. So Finley's up now. It's his turn to take care of the little ones that are crying, and he is going to go ahead and take his turn to take care of them while Danika gets a little bit of sleep. And then I'm going to have him head on off and get himself something to eat. It is, as you can see, Candy's and Sophia's birthday. So we have entered into their birthday today, and we absolutely love that. So later on today, we will be aging them up. So that's going to be fantastic, that we're going to be able to see them age up into infants, and we will just take care of Finley's needs. Now we're going to let him get a little bit of food, and then he'll do a little bit of cleaning up, because as we know, he can't stand the mess in the house. So he'll eat something, and then he's going to go ahead and clean up a little bit. I'm just going to get Danika to get up and go to the washroom, and then she'll need to get herself a bite to eat as well. It is really, really early in the morning, like really early. I think it's like midnight or something like that. No, it's 2 a.m. So it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's super early, and they are, like I said, just way off their schedule because of the babies. And so, I mean, it's not ideal. They just don't get the sleep that they need. They don't get a good, really schedule with the children around. And, I mean, there's not really anything they can do to help that. I'm hoping when they age up to infants that they get really good traits and things sort of settle down. I know that infants are a lot to handle. I know that they are really demanding amongst themselves, and we have 2 of them. So do I think that it's going to be a breeze? No, I don't. But I am hoping that they'll at least cry a little less. Like that is my hope. So we'll just have to see how that goes. But as you can see, Finley's just getting everything kind of cleaned up a little bit. He's going to go ahead and take care of the little ones. We have Danika in there, and she's just taking care of herself a little bit. She did go ahead and get herself to the washroom. She got herself a bite to eat. And I think she's decided, since Finley has the children under control, she's just going to go out for a little bit of a jog. So, she realizes that he is kind of on the ball, and he is really, really hands-on. He's a real hands-on dad, and he's a really big help to her. And so she's like, I can take a minute to myself. I can go out. I can get a jog in, or whatever I kind of need for my mental health. And so she kind of just leaves him to take care of things. And she doesn't really even say like, hey, I'm going out for a run. She just leaves. And I don't think that she's like a bad mom. I just think that she really expects a lot out of Finley, and she kind of takes him a little bit for granted. And she doesn't really mean to be that way, but she really is kind of stuck in her ways, and she wants life to be kind of like it used to be. And she's used to doing things on her terms and her way, and it's because she was single for so long, and she really just kind of sticks to those ways, and she kind of hasn't come around to the way of thinking like, you can't really be like that. And so she just does whatever it is that she wants to do. And I think over time she's going to obviously change and stop being like that. But right now, with the baby so young, she hasn't really developed that mentality yet. And so she just goes and does what she wants, and she just leaves Finley to kind of take care of everything. And then, of course, when he goes off to work, she's stuck with everything, and it's a bloody nightmare. Because she's like, oh my God, like I have a toddler and right now 2 newborns. And she's like, how am I supposed to take care of all of these babies by myself? And she kind of panics a little bit because she doesn't know how she's supposed to take care of them all. Because she's so dependent upon Finley's help. And things kind of go a little bit sideways when she's by herself. So right now she is just getting a little bit of baking done so that she can put it out on the bake sale table so that she can get out there and she can do some selling. As we know, Finley does have to go to work, and she is going to be with the babies by herself, but she's like, oh, they're going to be fine. Like, he's taking care of them this morning, and they're in a happy mood, and then they're going to go to sleep, and I'm going to be able to get this bake sale done. She's gone out for a run, so she's feeling really sweaty. So she's like, I'm just going to go have myself a bath, and then I'm going to go open up that bake sale table. She's thinking like, this is all going to be, perfectly fine. Everything's going to be great. The children are kind of handled, and she's not thinking, these are babies. Like, they're going to cry every couple of hours, and you can't just go and disappear at the bake sale table. But that's exactly what she's going to do, because that is how she thinks, and that's what she wants to do, so that's what she's planning to do. She's not thinking about the fact that, like, I've got 3 kids here that are going to depend on me, and I can't just go do what I want to do. But as you can see, that is exactly what Danika's doing. Like, she's made up her mind that this is what she wants to do, is work at the bake sale table today, and so here she is. Finley is just about to head off to work here, and the babies are already starting to cry, and he's thinking, like, why is she not in here helping? She knows I have to get ready for work. She knows I have to leave. Why is she just out there tending the table? But he's not going to say anything to her. He's just going to do what he can to take care of the children before he has to leave off to work. But he's not going to be late for his shift because, he's not going to lose his job or risk their, steady income. So off to work he goes, and the baby's crying. And she's just out here tending the table, none the wiser, just letting the baby scream its head off. She's like, I've got to make these sales, and we need the extra money. And she's feeling really happy. Like, she doesn't even care, or she's not, it's not that she doesn't care. She's just like, I can't hear the baby crying out here. I have no idea what's going on in there. Both of the babies are inside. They're both upset. They both need their mom. And she's just out here, selling the table. We have Revuhh up now, who, as you can see, is also needing his mom. He is hungry. He is dirty. He needs a bath. And he's come out and he's like, Mom, I'm hungry. I need a bath. We really need our mom. And she's like giving him a hug and loving on him and things like that. But at the same time, like, she's still tending that table. Like, she's like, I'm not closing shop. I understand that, my kids need me, but, like, I'm right in the middle of this sale. And so she's just continuing on with business as usual. Like, she is a one-track mind right now. And that one-track mind is making some money for the family. And she means well. She really, really does. But I think, like, our priorities are clearly in the wrong place. I mean, I think if Finley were here, he would be, like, flabbergasted. I think he would be like, what are you doing? Like, we have children that need you. But she's just trying to make them money, and that's all she sees right now is, like, I'm trying to do better for our family. I'm trying to provide for us. And I think he would be like, that's my job, is to provide for us. I realize that you're trying to assist with providing for us, which is great, but, like, you can't neglect the children while you're providing for us. So we have made 566 simoleons at this table today, which, I mean, is good money, but is it worth the risk of her neglecting the children? Probably not. So, I mean, both of the children have on dirty diapers. They both are starving. And we have Revuhh, who is starving and who is in desperate need of being bathed. So all of the children have been completely neglected for hours. And she's like, oh, I guess I should probably get in here and take care of the kids. You think? Do you think, Danika? So she's going to come in. She's going to take care of the kids. She's going to act like, nothing ever happened. I've been here all along. And she's going to try to make things okay here. We're going to feed them. We're going to change them. And she's going to try to get them into a better place. She is also, in desperate need of taking care of her own needs, because she was obviously focused on her task at hand, and so she was neglecting her own needs. So she does need to take care of herself, because she is exhausted. She probably is hungry and needs to go to the washroom, and, she just basically neglected everyone all around. For 566 simoleons, which really isn't even that much. She could make more than that just doing one order with a client, and that would have gone so much faster than wasting hours and hours standing out there in the hot sun, trying to con people into buying things off her table. But she meant well, I guess. So she's taking care of the children here, and once she's fed them and changed their diapers, we are going to go ahead and age them up because it is their birthday. So she is going to go ahead and celebrate their birthdays with them. She hates that Finley isn't around to celebrate their birthdays. But, she's like, it's time for us to go ahead and celebrate their birthday. So she is going to go ahead and age the twins up. We're going to age Candice up first because she is the oldest. And Candice is going to roll, and we are going to get that she is a sunny infant. And then we are going to go ahead and age up Sophia next. And then we will see that Sophia is aging up to an infant, and Sophia is going to roll, and she is also going to be Sunny. So we got 2 Sunny infants, which is going to be fantastic. I'm hoping that is really going to help us. I am going to get her to give Revuhh a bath, but we are going to hop on into Cass with our twins, and we're going to give them their makeovers. So let's go ahead and hop into Cass with them now and do just that. Okay, so now that we are back in the game, I am just going to go ahead and rearrange this bedroom. So let's go ahead and do that now.
You watch me under the light, so keep me in your sight, 'cause I can do this all night. You can call it what you want, I got something else in mind. Oh, if it's you I've been waiting for, I better make you worth my time. So don't you pay them any mind, close your eyes, follow the sound. Keep it coming through the night, we don't need to slow down. Take it all, I'll give you what you need. If you stay with me, I'll love you in the dark. So shine on, lose your spark. Show me what you got. Let your colors burn. Let your colors burn now. Let your colors.
Okay, everything has been updated. We have 2 infants. Their room has been updated, and now we are just going to let Danika go ahead and take care of everyone. Hopefully she will go ahead and put the infants in their beds. That way they can go ahead and get themselves maybe some much needed rest. I don't know if they're actually tired, but we'll go ahead and put them, no, in the floor. Okay, great. But she does need to go out and she needs to take care of Revuhh, because the twins were taken care of, but Revuhh has not been taken care of, and Revuhh is in desperate need of getting a bath. And so we are going to need to get Danika outside and let her give Revuhh a bath. So we are going to send her out. We're going to let her give Revuhh a bath here. Hopefully they will be able to get that taken care of because it is something that he desperately needs. So I am going to send her on out so that she can ask him if he wants to go ahead and get a bath. Maybe she can bring him in and she can get him cleaned up. He's like, I need a bath. And she's like, yes, you do. And then she just walks away. And he's like, well, why aren't you giving me a bath? And I don't know why she's not giving him a bath, because I told her to definitely do that. So maybe she'll go and grab him up and we'll get her to go and take him for a bath. No? Okay, great. Danika, I'm not sure why you're being so difficult, but we definitely need to give this child a bath. Let's try just clicking on the bathtub here and giving Revuhh a bath. So let's go ahead and ask Revuhh again if we can do the bath thing. And she's like, you really are smelly. Like, you really, really stink. He's like, yeah, as he, has a little bit of gas there. Great. Let's make it worse. And she's like, you need a bath, sir, right now. And so they're going to have a strict family dynamic. She's going to have to be strict with him. She's asked him several times about a bath, and that didn't happen. And I guess she just decided, like, I'm going to have to be strict with him because clearly that's just the way it's going to have to be. So it created a strict family dynamic between the two of them. But, whatever works, because it got him into the bathtub, and that's really all I care about. So I guess Danika is going to end up being, a little strict on Revuhh here. And I don't really know how she's going to feel about that, but it looks like that's the way this is going to turn out. So we are just going to let her finish up this bath here, and then we'll get Revuhh into the kitchen once the bath is done. And we're going to have him grab himself a bite to eat because he is starving. He's gone all day long without anything to eat, and his hunger is in the red. So we are just going to need to get him something to eat. We are also going to need to let Danika get a bite to eat because she's also feeling quite hungry. Finley has just arrived home from work, and he's feeling quite uncomfortable. But I do think he's glad to be home. All of his needs are in fantastic shape. I am going to have him probably go in and check on the twins. He will want to see them, considering the fact that they did age up and have their birthday while he was gone. So I do think he will go in and he will probably bond with the girls, just because he's going to want to see them. As we know, he is quite an attentive father. So I do think he will go in and he'll see the girls and he'll just give them a little bit of love. So that'll be fantastic to see. And obviously Revuhh and Danika are just going to have to go and take care of some of their needs. So Danika and Revuhh will grab themselves something to eat. I'll have Finley go ahead and put the girls into their cribs so that they can get themselves a little bit of rest. He maybe will even go ahead and give them a little bit of a bottle because I think the girls might be starting to get a little bit hungry. So we'll have Finley just go ahead and start taking care of the girls. Danika is shattered. Like, she has had quite the day. Even though she spent majority of her day away from the children, this last little bit chunk of time that she spent tending to the 3 children has really taken that out on her because, again, she is not used to being alone with them. She's not used to being this hands-on without Finley's help, and it drains her. She's just not used to it. She's so used to him being so hands-on with her and really him kind of taking the wheel. And so when she's left to her own devices with all 3 of them, it just drains her. And so she is exhausted. She's like, I don't know how to do this. I just don't know how to do this. Like, I realize I'm the mom. I realize I should be the one that's like in control. But she's like, I just don't know how to do this. And so she's shattered. And I kind of feel for her. I really do. Some women, I guess this comes naturally too. And with Danika, she's really struggling. Danika, I really need you to get in there and get something to eat. And she's like, I think I have brain fog. I'm thinking so. I'm thinking so. So I am going to get her to get something to eat here. We're just going to go ahead and clean up in the kitchen a little bit here because there are dirty plates all over the place, just littered all around. And I think Finley would probably lose his absolute mind if he walked into the kitchen and it looked like this right now. So we'll clean up a little bit here. Look at him. He's like, why is the house such a mess? And she's like, I had a bit of a day. And he's like, oh. And she's like, yeah, it was rough. And he's like, okay, if you say so. And she's like, I do say so. It was a hard day. He's like, all right, well, very good. She's like, don't very good me, sir. I'm going to go have a bath. And he's like, okay. So she's going to go have herself a little bit of a bath, and he's going to go and put Revuhh to bed because it's late and Revuhh needs a little bit of sleep. So once again, here he is, good old dad, hands on, while Danika goes and soaks in a hot bath. Like, that is just the story of their life. But guys, I am going to go ahead and leave this episode here, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when new episodes go live on the channel. And I will see you guys in our next episode of Joy of Life, where we are going to see, how does Danika get on with a toddler and 2 infants? Does she get some more baking skill? Is she progressing in her career? And how do things go with the family? Is it a little bit easier because the girls are now infants? Or no? I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go, but we're going to see. And until next time, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.